Okay, I'm back after several hours of being away. I apologize for that 3-minute video. I had more stuff cooking and I forgot about it, and I had to go take care of it immediately. And then of course it was dinner time, and while I was gone I left my camera on, and now the battery's dead. So I'm using a different device here, but let's get this finished. I have friends coming over tomorrow, and so I'm going to need to clean this up. I have a feeling that we're close to the end. If I remember correctly, we're at the combat phase. So let's go ahead and... Now I have a different camera, which some people like this one more because it zooms in a little bit, but we'll find out. It's a lot harder to position. Let's just put it that way. Here we go. I'll put it right there like that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to attack the 20th there with Reynolds first. So I get 5 dice, and I have to roll a 6 with those 5 dice. So let's go ahead and get that done. Get the pen out of the way. And here's what I got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can see it's a complete cluster miss. Okay, so now I have 2 units. How many of these units are there? There's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 of them. I was really hoping he was going to get a kill, and he didn't. So then I have to decide, am I going to do melee against them? And I'm feeling like, no, I can't. So I get 2 more dice for the terrain, and I did get a hit. So we got rid of 1 of them, which is good. That is good. And that means if there's less of them, I'm more willing to do melee. But I didn't want to have 4 dice being rolled against me. It's bad enough they're going to get to attack. And just like before, we're going to resolve this all the way through. So we come over to here to this chart, and there's now, how many? 3 of them. And with 3 of them, they're the 20th, they get 3 dice. So we did remove 1 die from them. And they get 3, and then they get 1 more because of the terrain modifier. So they are going to get 4 dice. And they missed, which is good. So at least we're being consistent in our misses. All right, so these dang home guards that can't move pretty much can't do anything. This one can't attack, even though he's full health. These 2 can't do anything. And... well, hold on a second. I would have done... We had German movement. That would have occurred. So this German here would have moved. So he would be back on top of this stack of doom. That still doesn't change anything for us. We now have 2 of them outside of the church. And we're very much going to lose. So let's go over to here. So now it's desperate time. Those 2, as you can see, Injured Ford and the Hunt Club are they're trapped, but they're going to attack the 20th here. And so Injured Ford gets 2 dice, and that's a hit. So we killed 1. Where's the 20th? There. Okay, and then the Hunt Club gets 3 dice, and that's a hit, that 5. So we are able to take out another one. So 2 of them are down. Drayden Fox here is going to attack them. Why not? This is desperate times. So I rolled a 5. He needed a 10. So they have 3 dice, and they missed. So now the teacher's going to attack, and I need a 12 or a 4. And I got a 9, and now they get to attack. And they hit, and our teacher is killed. So those pool cues drop, and Drayden Fox will pick them up. So we lost our teacher. So now we got this injured pub guy, and I think he's going to not attack, because we want a chance for him to heal. And so then the 20th there is actually going to attack behind them because on the bridge, that's where the most people are. So there's 3 of them. And if we look at the chart here, 3 of them for the 20th is 3 dice. So they're going to roll 3 dice, but they have 1, 2, 3 next to them. So they get 3 more dice, and then they're going to get, that's it. There's a fortification there. So they're rolling 6 dice, and there's 2 hits. So the Sussex team is injured, and Ford is destroyed. So Home Guard is killed. All right, next up we have the Cricket Pavilion. The Cricket team is not going to attack. So the 7th is going to now attack them. There's 4 of them. They roll 5 dice. 3, 4, 5. There's the hit on the Cricket team. And now we have the 1st. They're going to roll 1 die plus 1 is 2. And they missed. All right, the Cricket team is still holding them out. Not sure how much of an advantage that is. And then now we have the church. So the situation, of course, we have this giant stack of doom, and then we have this smaller stack. I don't know which is more advantageous to take out first. I'm guessing I'm guessing the smaller stack, because that's just 1 less set of dice to roll. So we're going to attack them with Edith there, who will use the shotgun. Actually, she'll use the Lee Enfield there. And so she rolls 1 die and hits on a 5 or a 6. And she hit. Good old Granny. All right, so she takes out this 1st infantry. And he goes in the KIA box. And now we got Hartwell. And Hartwell's going to attack the bigger stack. And he will use the Thompson. So that's 4 dice plus 1 is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he needs 6s. And he got 1, 2 6s. So 2 hits. He took 2 from the stack of doom. And let's think about this some more. And then we get to roll 3 more dice, because you can see the church has a 3 on it for terrain modifier. So 3 more dice for him. They're all misses. So now they get to attack. So we start with the 1st infantry there. We know they're rolling 1 die, but then they get to roll 2 bonus die, because there's 2 control markers around them. So he gets to roll 3 dice. This was sort of the reason why I wanted to kill him. But it is what it is. And of course he hits. So he has to hit Hartwell first. That's what the priority is. So Hartwell is now injured. And then we're going to do the big stack. And I think this is 7 now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 7. And they are the first 7 of them is 4 dice. So this is 4, and then 2 more for the control markers is 6. So they're rolling 6 dice, and there's another 6 right there. So Edith just got injured, and that brings us to the end. We're in the recovery phase. The doctor is still in the surgery. I probably should have tried to move him. I wasn't thinking. But these 2 can try to heal. So we're going to try to heal with them. The blue is Edith. Edith heals with the med kit, and then we have to roll for the med kit. And I can't remember what the roll is. We don't want to lose the med kit. I think if we roll a 1, we lose the med kit. Bear with me. I'm trying to do this with 1 hand. And the med kit is right here. Oh, if any of the dice are a 1. Ooh, did I roll a 1? I don't think I did. I rolled a 5 and a 3. Okay, so we're good. So I need to remember that next time. It's the actual dice we use to try to heal. Okay, we move to turn 12, which ironically enough, we're getting close to being able to defend this. And I'm going to, we're on 9. If we get to 10, bad things happen. At 10, the first tanks start coming. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do, I think we need to start British strategy. We don't want the tanks to come. Yeah, and I'm trying to remember what all these events do. Oh, and then we need to see, we're rolling for to see if the home guard can finally move. And I rolled a 2, so nothing good came out of that. Okay, I think, okay, what's event 31 again? This is just a crappy thing. I have to keep looking up these events just to remember what these cards do. And being gone for a couple hours hasn't helped. All right, to the last bullet puts an ammo marker in the church if the main road is British controlled. So we haven't implemented that one yet. So I'm going to put that one over here. That's where it should be. So if we somehow miraculously get the main road again, we can play that one. But fat chance of that happening. Okay, so here's our thing. We can do the German strategy card, which gives us another one of these. But I'm going to do the British strategy card. Let's prevent the tanks from coming. So we get a 1, deteriorating weather. So oh, there's actually quite a story here for the game. There's like 2 pages of story that involve all the characters, Sergeant Drake, etc. So I definitely recommend if you play to read it. I never bothered to, anyways, Event 1. 3 hours after issuing the go order on the afternoon of June 7th, German OKW received reports that the weather in the channel was deteriorating. Field Marshal von Manstein responded to the news with the words, "We are about to find out whether God is indeed an Englishman." In reality, the report proved erroneous, but had it been accurate, German landing forces would have faced serious difficulties. So we only get a +1 to our die roll. That's unfortunate. Remember, we're the red die. And it did not matter. Damn it. All right, so this moves up. And we don't get to draw a tactical event card. And this British card, every time we've done the British card, it's not worked for us. But we do have 2 other tactical cards. And I'm at a spot now where, since they're going to be bringing out tanks, I'm going to do this. Where I think 59 here is going to make it so they can't attack us this turn and we can't attack them. And I have to find the event again. There is no combat from either side this turn. German units may not move, but British units can. Events are activated but not deployed. And I need to roll an 8 to make this work. Okay, so I think German units still spawn. So that's the one unfortunate part. But they can't move. So let's see if we get an 8. We got a 10. And we definitely get a +2 now. So this is in effect. The German units can spawn but not move. The character events cannot happen. So this is a bad one, but it can't happen because it says that they can't be deployed. But it's 116. When they're blood red like that, that's never good. This game has just been 100% against us. Oh, we got snipers. Shortly after 1400, 2 German snipers infiltrated the village, took up position in trees. Held was killed and Weber was taken prisoner. It was wrong, said Edith Finley. They should never have been left alone like this. Where were the reinforcements that had been promised? Miss Pendergast nodded her head in agreement. Another roll of bandages. There should have been at least 3 hours ago. She waited for Mrs. Pendergast to respond, but she didn't. Keith Pendergast would not be responding to anyone ever again. Roll on the chaplain table. The character has been killed by one of the snipers and is immediately removed from play. If the character rolled has already been removed, roll again until someone is dead. Wow. Okay. We are going to just set that one aside and be very grateful that we don't get to activate one this turn. Oh my goodness. Okay. We get to move, but remember the home guard doesn't. Our doctor is useless there, so I'm going to roll. I rolled a 3, and I'm going to at least move him. Should I move him here to try to heal these guys, or should I move them in the church to heal them? I honestly don't know what the right call is. I'm going to move him here because there's a stacking limit in the church. So we'll try to heal the home guard out of the hopes that the home guard can eventually move. Okay, I'm going to leave Reynolds there. Let's move this injured crew. They do get to move, so they are now in the church. So we have 1, 2, 3 so far. Now we're going to try to move the teachers. They're in. 4. Let's move, what's her name? I rolled a 5. She can't move. She needs a 4. So she's stuck where she is. Let's move Drayden Fox. I got a 3. I'm going to put him here to prevent them from getting next to the church. And that'll allow the guys on the bridge to keep attacking. I can't move the home guard. The cricket team, I could fall back with them, but I sort of like them where they are. I know they're going to eventually die, but that's what they're doing. They're taking one for the team. Oh, I think that's everybody. I can't move anything else. Everybody else I have is dead. Okay, so now we move to the German placement. So 7th Flieger Corps is first. I rolled a 9. So I'm just going to lay this down here. A 9 is the north. And they're going to come at 7, which is the cricket pavilion. And how many of them will there be? That's an 8, 4 units. So we'll go over here to the 7th and grab 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all of them. And that's an even bigger stack of, it's another stack of doom. Okay, next up, let's do the first. That's a 6. They're coming from the east. It's a 7. They're going to come there. It's a 9. There's 2 of them. So only one's actually going to come, but since the second one was supposed to come, this flips now. It would have been better if we only had 1, but that's just how it works. So he's going to show up here, but he gets to move to there. And by the way, this one would have been there. I just realized this is a range, so he prevents them. Okay, we got to back up. This one only, we have to back up because one of those units would not have made it there. So this would have been 1 less. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 6 of them from the 5th would have been 3 dice instead of 4. And I don't know how to mitigate this. Their die roll wouldn't count. So it would have been just 3 dice plus the 2 instead of 4 dice plus the 2. And remember, he wounded that attack wounded 2 of them, I believe. Or did it? I think the first attack from that guy actually wounded 1. I'm going to leave it be, but just understand that I actually did that wrong. But I am going to do his attack. So he would have rolled 3 dice, and he would have killed the one that was trying to get there. So I am going to do that, and that is a first unit. And so he would have been killed last turn, so now he's in this stack available for next turn. Okay, so this one stops. He has to, because the guy in surgery is stopping him. All right, moving on. Now we got to do the 20th. It's an 8. Gotta flip this back over. South. 7. They're coming right here. And how many? 8. 4 of them. Oof. So we got 2 of them here. And then they're going to flip over. And these 2, of course, are going to move out. And then have to stop. And they go there. Okay, next is the 5th. I rolled a 9. They're coming from the north. At 7, the same place as everybody else. And there's 8. So we're going to place 4 of them. So here's 1, and then that's going to flip. So I just realized nobody moves this turn. So he's staying there, and they're both staying in the box because of our event. Nobody's moving. Nobody's attacking. All right, so we got another group there. Okay. That ends that. We would do British combat, but we're not allowed to attack. And we can't do German combat or German advance. So now we're in the recovery phase. So we're going to do these 2 guys here. And red will be the one with the pistol. And they both failed. And then we have 1, 2. So this will be red. I rolled a 1. So the med kit is going to go away. But I do get to roll for everybody in here first. So they heal, but he doesn't, and the med kit's gone. Our luck cannot be any worse. Well, it can, but it is awful. So I think that ends. Oh, let's see if our home guard can move. Of course not. And that's the end of the round. So we miraculously made it to turn 13. Oh, I forgot something. The Panzers are coming. So I rolled an 11. Coming from the south at spot 6, which is here. And, oh, here we go. We just roll. So I rolled a 6. They're doing the bridge approach box. Actually, I rolled a 9. That was the first thing I rolled, was a 9. A main road approach box. So I think it's just 1. So it's the Panzer III that came. So he's here at the main road approach box. All right. Now we move to turn 13, and I'm at a spot where I want to draw a German strategy card. We have this one, which doesn't help us, and then that one just allows us to stop them from moving onto the bridge, which so far there's been no troops at the bridge. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just draw one, and it's Refugees Prevent Reinforcements, 21. And Okay. Despite official instructions to limit unnecessary travel, the invasion generated a mass exodus of civilians along the coastal towns of southern England. This seriously hampered efforts by the British to concentrate their forces in response to the German breakout. The major counterattack scheduled for June 17th had to be postponed after the 4th Division, 21st Army Tank Brigade, and 3rd Division were unable to reach their jump-off positions due to the number of refugees clogging the roads. So they get a +2 to their die roll. And remember, we're the red die. So they get +2, so it doesn't matter. This moves to 11. And now we get a +3 to our tactical card. I think last round I forgot to draw one of these, so I'm going to draw this one and just put it in. And then I'm going to draw another one. And I got a Webley, which is a crappy gun. Okay, so we get a tactical event card, and it's the Chaplain's Armory. So we already actually read this event, but we do need to figure out what the die roll is to trigger it. So I still have to open the book. I need a 5. I get a +3 to my die roll, and I got it. So we're going to do this, and basically what it's saying is we're going to draw 2 more pieces of equipment. We got a gammon. Ooh, look at this one. The Bren. Now that is a mighty nice weapon. See, what if we would have gotten that at the beginning of the game? Do you see how much of a difference that would make to be able to roll 4 dice? That is, see, that's where the bad luck really comes in. Okay, so now we got to see which character gets these. And we're using this chart up here. And it's a 6. Thorncroft is dead. 7. Arthur Pendrake is gone. I rolled a 6 again. A 7 again. And we got an 8. Reynolds. So Reynolds gets it. And unfortunately, Reynolds cannot use the nice gun. The Gucci gun can only be used by the Home Guard or somebody like that. So that is not good. But maybe we can have Daisy run it back and let Reynolds go off the map. That might be the only way he'll survive. Okay, so, well, you know what? The farmhands could even take it back, since they're not really fighting right now. Okay, so that's done. This one is gone, so I'm going to put that away. And now we draw the character event. Here we go. This one we will do, because the other 2 are bad. The Earl's Rolls. Thorncroft's 1933 Rolls-Royce was used to transport defenders around the village on one famous occasion, breaking through a German roadblock. Place the Rolls-Royce in the church space. It can transport any 4 characters or Home Guard units, or 1 villager or regular unit. The unit must start the British movement phase in the same square as the rolls and finish it in the same square. The rolls in the units may automatically move up to 6 squares. No movement roll is required. Uniquely, they may also attempt to move through a German-occupied square and blah, blah, blah. If Earl Thorncroft or Arnold is in the car, the roll succeeds on a higher roll. And then if it's not successful, everybody takes a hit. So, can the Rolls-Royce move by itself? Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I would like to use the Rolls-Royce to get those people off the bridge, since it can move through German territory. But what I don't know, I'm assuming I have to have somebody drive it, right? So that's my issue. Or can I just move the car and it's just some unnamed villager driving it? That's the thing. I'm assuming someone has to drive it, so I would make Edith drive it. She already stinks as it is, although she actually hit her person last time. It does say that it can only carry one. Oh. I have to keep looking up the event. Can transport 4 character or home guard, or 1 villager or regular. So if I want to get the Essex hunting team out of there, I can't get the other guy. Oh, the other guy died. Did Ford really die? Oh, he did. Yeah, so I only have the Essex hunting team there. So, okay. That's obviously the one we're going to do. So the Rolls Royce is in the church. And the next phase is British movement. So let's do that. I'm going to move these farmhands back to the church. Although I have to be careful. This is 2, and that's 4, 5, 6 out of my 7 limit. The groups are taking up 2 spaces instead of 1. But I think that's what I'm going to have to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is move Edith out. So she will take a shotgun with her. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and that's what we're hoping to do is 4 to get to there. Okay? So let's do the roll now. It says if we're going through German control, oh, it's written right on the thing. I need a 5 or a 6. The move is successful, but if not, she gets bounced back and takes a wound. And I rolled a 2, and of course she bounced back and takes a wound. So she stops here, and she's wounded, and the rolls is removed from the game. So our chance of rescuing the hunting team is gone. I know it was a risky thing, but she isn't doing much for us anyways. So, and she can just sit there and attack those Germans from there. And that makes room for other people to move in, like our injured person. She's going to move in, and I think I'm going to move my doctor there now so the people in the church can start healing. And of course the doctor failed to move. We just can't get a break. So this is 2, 4, 5, 6. I cannot move the farmhands into the church unless I leave Betty out, and I don't want to leave Betty out at the moment. She has the melee bonus that she gives to everybody in the church with her. The pub regulars, by the way, and her, we're supposed to stay together in order for them to get the extra bonus to the terrain, and so they lost that terrain bonus when they got split apart the last round, or whenever they got split apart, so they no longer do that. So that means this card is no longer active, and so that's out. Maybe I should have Daisy carry it back. That Bren is important. I know that Thompson is good, but the Bren's better. All right, let's see if Daisy can carry it back. It's a 3. So that would be 1, 2, 3. She doesn't have enough movement. And so, oh, I think what I'm going to do then is we'll move her one space over, and then it doesn't matter what I roll with him, we're going to move him one space over, and they'll at least be a little closer to the church. Yeah, that's what I have to do. It's not worth moving her away from Reynolds unless I can actually get all the way to the church. And in this case, she would have been one short. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave Drayden Fox where he is. Everybody else, I'm not able to move. Okay, so I'm 35 minutes in, and we now have a tank. So let's make sure we understand how tanks work. So first thing to understand is if we're trying to attack a tank. So this is what happens if we have British armor, which we don't. Attacks upon armor units are conducted differently to ranged. They are resolved using the British anti-tank table found in the reference card. Armor units are Panzer III. Let's see. So we have an anti-tank table here. That's them attacking us. That's German anti-tank. Where's the British anti-tank? Right here. Only one anti-tank tank can be made by each square per turn. So to hit, I think you have to get those exact numbers. So obviously your British Matilda has the best shot. The Fugas Mine has a good shot. But here you can see our bombs, 11 and 9. And so right here you can see on the gammon, it has in the red 9. And then here you can see the 9. So I'm pretty sure we're just rolling 2 dice, and you got to get those exact numbers. But let's verify it. No British units that just participate in range combat may do it. Only one anti-tank attack of any type can be conducted in any given square. Must be launched on an armored target in an adjacent square. Only one armored target in the square may be subject to the attack. And you have to identify it before you roll the dice. Armored anti-tank attack, it's resolved by British armored units attacking. So we would look at the table, identify the hit numbers, roll 2d6, and if any of them are rolled, it's destroyed. And it's permanently removed from the game. That's different than just, KIA and then, shows back up. Special weapon. So that's where you got these other weapons. And I think it's identical to the process above. Then you can do unarmed, and that's where you look at the, you just make sure you look at the table. It's pretty easy. If there's an anti-tank marker, something would happen. We'll skip that for now, but, well, no, let's look at it. If a special weapon anti-tank has been launched, regardless of outcome, the anti-tank attack marker and the square where the attack originated, this is just to show that you did an attack. So you don't accidentally attack it again, I guess. So when the Germans go, any German army units in the square fire. Again, they identify targets. Each unit resolves its attack. Each 6 is a hit. has been resolved. German infantry units conduct anti-tank attacks against our armor. It pretty much looks very straightforward. Okay, so we got to do German placement and then German movement. So let's start here with the 1st Infantry, which I just knocked everywhere. I rolled a 9. And grab let's get the dice out of the way. So you can see that the 9 they're coming from the north. And then I rolled a 3, which says that they're coming in the west orchard. And then a 5 is only one of them. That was very impressive because there was a giant stack of them available to come out. So it could have been a very large number. So they're coming in at the west orchard, but then they keep moving until they get to here. Because the range unit stops them. And so now we're going to move on. You can see that the 7th Flieger was empty. So now we're going to do the 20th. That's a 9. They're coming from the north. They're coming in spot number 9, which is also the west orchard. And there's going to be 3 of them. So that's exactly everything. And so they're going to basically stack on top and create their own stack of doom. And then the last one is an 8. It's coming from the south. And I rolled a 12, which means they're coming here in the east woods. And there's going to be 3 of them, but there's only 2 available. So you just put as many as you got. And then they would move out to here and then be stopped because of his range attack. Okay. So now it's our combat phase. So I think what we're going to do is, obviously this guy is going to roll his 1 single die against these guys. And we failed, and he gets a terrain modifier, and he fails. And I don't think Dr. Greystone is going to attack, so we're going to leave that be. Although, yeah, see, he's in brackets. He's not allowed to attack at all. Oh, I forgot. With the movement phase, these 2 would have moved as well. Okay, so now we're going to move. The guy in the surgery could attack here, but he's actually going to attack there because they're more important. This one is going to attack this way. So we have 2 units from the 5th. So we're going to flip this over. You can see that if we have 2 units from the 5th, they roll 1 die. And then there's going to be 1 more for the marker. And then 1 more for the terrain. And they did roll a 6. So one of them is dying. And we'll pick Clark. Let's see, Clark would be a 1. He would also be a 1. So it doesn't really matter, but Clark is dead. That's one way to get rid of the home guard out of that space. And they're done. They can't advance. So now we're moving over to here, and I'm going to roll 5 dice for Reynolds on these 20th. And of course we miss. And then I have Daisy there, who would have to hit with a 9. She's going to try it. And she got a 9. Oh my gosh. So we do kill 1. And that is very helpful, actually. And now they only have 1 in this spot instead of 2. And so they only roll 1 die instead of 2. There is no control marker. And do they get a bonus? They do get 2 more dice for that. And nobody got hit. So we're good there. So now we move over to here, and so the farmhands can attack with the pitchfork, or they can do the gammon, and they're going to do the gammon. So we're going to just throw the grenade, and of course we miss completely. Oh, and these guys have no terrain bonus, so they don't get a bonus roll. They had 1 terrain bonus. Okay, that missed. Otherwise I would have re-rolled everything. And then here, there's a bonus of 2. And it still missed. So now there's 3 of them from the 20th. That's 3 dice. And then 1 more for the terrain. And they rolled a 6. So the farmhands are injured. And the gammon is gone. I realized I forgot to draw the equipment for this round. So we got another Thompson. We have some really nice weapons if we can get our home guard home. But unfortunately, we can't. They're stuck. That event card just is brutal. All right, so we're done with those attacks. So now let's do this guy here. You can see he rolls 3 dice, and we're not going to attack the tank, because if we tried to attack that tank, we would need... He's a home guard. He needs an 11 or a 12. So we're going to just try to attack that infantry instead with 3 dice. And we got him. So the infantry's dead, but the armor is not. So that's the 5th infantry, so he's killed. Okay, so this armor will try to attack him. And how much dice does the armor roll? Because it's not on here. The armor. This is German anti-tank. How many dice does an armor roll? Is it the 5? It is the 5. So can they infiltrate? I thought that was the infiltration number. That's the reason why I... It's only infantry units that can infiltrate. Okay, so... And it says specifically, German armor units may advance but cannot infiltrate. So that German armor unit is stuck there until this home guard is eliminated. But he gets to roll 5 dice. 3, 4, 5, and then he gets 1 bonus for the surgery. And then it gets even worse because you have 1, 2, 3 markers around him. So what's the chances of him surviving this? And there it is, 6 and 6. He died, and the armor will advance, but he's not attacking the church this turn. He's just advancing. We got to resolve that differently. And the people from the church can't attack the armor because technically that armor. Well, actually, the armor advances next round, so it would stay there. Okay, we have more to do. Here, there's 2 dice. Going to attack there, and I miss. Here I'm going to do 2 dice, attacking there, and I miss. That was awful. And then I'm not going to do anything with him. And now they're going to attack him. So the 1st infantry has a 1, and then another 1, and another 1. 1 for this, and 1 for that. 1st infantry injured Drayden Fox. And then the 20th has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They get 6 dice. And then 2 more. And there he is. Drayden Fox is dead. And they will all advance. And then the pull cues are destroyed. Okay, so now we got these guys way up there. And the 5th and the 1st are all by themselves, so they both get 1 die each. And then 1 more because of the terrain, and there's a 6. And they are killed, and the bats are destroyed. And all of them are advancing to there. They have to stop because there are ranged guys next to them. So German control markers come out onto the board. Okay, so now we do the church. Now mind you, these guys are not here yet. So that German control marker doesn't count for this turn. And we have the injured Hartwell, who's going to roll with a Thompson. So he gets 3 dice. And he's going to attack that 1st infantry all by itself. And he misses. Then he gets 3 dice for the church. And that misses too. That is awful. Okay, so now we're going to do melee. The pub regulars are going to attack the northeast square. So the pub regulars need an 8 or a 5. And there they go. They got a 5. Well done. So they are killed. And then Betsy, or the teachers, are going to attack here with acid. I rolled an 8. The teachers missed, but Betty's ability lets them re-roll again. Rolled an 8 again, and it's a miss. All right, and then Betty herself is going to attack, and she rolled a 4. She gets to roll again. She rolled a 6, and they are both misses. So now this gets to roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dice. And those are all misses. So now we have 6 of those from the 5th. And they get 3 dice. And then they're going to get 2 more because of the 2 control markers. And they just rolled 1, 2 6s. So we have to injure things that have not yet been injured. So the pub regulars and the teachers are now injured. And that's how it rolls. So things are not looking good. But somehow we survived. So now we do a recovery check. This one. And he did not get a 6. Let's see if the home guard can move. Nope, they can't. And those in the church can't do anything but pray. All right, so we move on to the next round. And this goes to 14. And I'm at almost an hour, so I'm going to stop. And I'll see you in a few seconds.